Jeff Monroe runs this gun store called 22-3 in Lebanon.
Well, what we really wanted to do is make sure that people who were normal folks in American society, those people that live in cul-de-sacs like ourselves, they were actually marketed to in a way that they could feel safe.
In addition to selling firearms, Monroe's also paying attention to proposals floating around Capitol Hill, including a call to raise the age to buy what some call assault rifles from 18 to 21.
We don't think there's going to be any difference that's going to be made if you raise the age at which you can buy a long gun or a modern sporting rifle to 21. The fact is that isn't where the problem is.
Monroe is not convinced more restrictive gun laws would help prevent mass shootings like the one that killed 17 people at Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida.
There are more firearms in the hands of the American public than we've ever had in the history of our country. The fact is that crime rates are down, and the injuries as a result of firearms are also down. The problem is the American families that don't care about raising their children in a correct way. We have to address some bigger cultural issues than what we are currently doing.
One idea Monroe does support is a measure known as Fix NICS, which stands for the National Instant Criminal Background Check System. Monroe wants local courts to do more to share information about the criminal history of potential gun buyers.
We need them to do those things, and in fact, if they were to do them, maybe we would be able to make a difference. So Fix NICS is absolutely something that's key for us.
Now, I asked Jeff Monroe what he thinks about universal background checks. He didn't dismiss the question, but he said the devil's in the details and declined to talk about a possible piece of legislation until he can see what's in it. Todd Dykes, WWT News 5.